Hello Leo, how's it going? Welcome to your Astroflower reading. This is going to be an Astroflower reading from the 27th going through to the 3rd of July. If you want to know more about the Astroflower, there's plenty of links in the description below, including your book. You can get to help understand what is the Astroflower. It's a tool that's there to try and help you get the best out of life, no matter what the situation. So, for those who you know, we're not going to go through too much. Just on this side here is your relationship side. This side here is your money side. This is the overall energy that's going through you. These are the karmic path or lessons on your relationship and on your financial side. And then this is the outcome of it all and leading into the following week. So, there was stuff going on in the solstice. I did a solstice reading, which you might want to go and have a look at, because it's definitely changed the vibrations. I had something out on Cymatic TV as well, which you might have seen, about what that change of dimensional vibrations are all about. And you should have been preparing for that, apparently. So, the fixed. What have we got fixed? Whee. Okay, it's in your birthday period, so coming up in a month's time. So you're in that autumn period before your birthday. You'll be moving into, looking at what you want to do spiritually, emotionally, relationship-wise in the future. Seeing how you've done it in the past, seeing how you can do it better in the future and things like that. So it's a real sort of transitional period that you are going through at the moment. And that preparation should have definitely started last week. So let's just see what's going on with the overall energy flowing through you. Ideas town, basically. It's flowing in all directions. So forward as in back, as inside, to, relationship side as much as the money side. It's flowing in all sort of directions here, and it really is a accumulation of understanding of where you are, okay? And that's going to provoke a lot of ideas within you, okay? You're going through that month of autumn, which is the month before your birthday season, and you're dealing with this side, really. And it seems like that with the 10 of Wands, got to be honest. This may not be that you're carrying too much of stress and strains upon yourself. It's also it's talking about the end of something. It's talking about the end of long journey that you've accumulated enormous amount of things, an enormous amount of sort of pressure upon yourself emotionally. And it's sort of, I think the lesson this week here is how to avoid that in the future. Okay. And I think this is what you're learning about, is how not to take on board the emotional states of others, because it may not be the best way to help them. You can be, you can have empathic. I can't say that word. I get caught up in French as well. So you can have sympathy for them, but I wouldn't even say sympathy, because I don't really like that word. But you can feel for them, but don't necessarily live it for them. That's what I think. That's the message there is all about. Let's see how the universe is trying to encourage that understanding. It's like a windbreak. So it's not actually stopping anything coming through to you, but it's not encouraging it either. It's a bit like if you plant bamboo. I don't know if you've ever planted bamboo up, but bamboo's great as a windbreak. But then you might have certain bamboos that are a lot more space buoyant. So they do allow a certain amount of wind through, and they're very flexible, so they allow that pressure to come through and go out, go both ways. And it's a little bit like that. It's allowing the pressure to, like a pressure cooker, just go psh, 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 and it's allowing that pressure to sort of outflow. 5 of Wands. Now, You're not the only person, actually, funnily enough. You're not the only sign to get it within this position. I don't think the universe is, you're finding conflict with the universe. I think it's more a case that they're asking you to be in competition with yourself and look for your highest being, your highest way, your best version of you, basically. And this may put a bit of pressure on you, and then you might be able to put a bit of pressure back. It's learning how to apply your pressure to the universe around you, so you don't take everything on board. Okay, I think that's how the universe is trying to encourage that understanding. Let's see how the guides are influencing you, or influencing your karmic path, this karmic message. They're like, you know, you go to the cinema and they collect your stubs as you go into the theatre, and your guides are acting like that with things on the outside that are coming into your life, kind of going, have you got a ticket for Leo? Yeah, you have. Let me have a look. Okay, yeah, fine. And they keep the receipt, and then they can work out. So then it helps you. Then they give it to you and start saying, do you really want this? Do you really want to carry this? And I think this is where they're helping you out. They're offering you this new opportunity. They're really providing for you this opportunity to say yes and no to things, a new cycle within your life. And they have everything at their possession to help you do this. And this could be through physical coincidences, spiritual coincidences around you, just things that just pop up that kind of make you do something, or rather than doing what you were planning to do, because that's the better way round. So don't get annoyed. Don't get angry with the world around you. You know, the conflict in theory is with yourself. It doesn't necessarily have to be a conflict, but it's more a search of reaching your higher self. Let's see how the guides are trying to influence your conversation that is within you. You lead with your heart, Leo, and the heart can be incredibly volatile as well. But in the way, the guys here have they're, you know, just to keep it light and funny, I want to call it stupid radar. You know, they're the radar that's kind of going, no, you're being stupid there, stop it. Not to the outside world, to you. So saying, no, don't take, this is how they're helping this situation here. They're sort of saying, no, don't be stupid. Don't take that on. Why? Because it's honourable. Yeah, it may well be honourable, but maybe you're not the person to give the lesson this time around. So I would listen to when you're saying to yourself, oh, I'm just being stupid there. Why should I do that? I just listen to yourself, you know? Okay? The Empress. She was down in this position last week, so she's filtered through. And you've got that Cancer coming through you. So you've got that water up the top there with that earth there. And that water that's been coming down last week that did to the Empress of joining that water and earth, the body, mind and spirit, has now brought up a lot of stuff on the belly of the stream, of the bed, of the riverbed. So they brought up a lot of sediment, basically, what happened last week. So this is preparing for it. Now it's almost asking you to sort of like, not necessarily take action, but make a judgment on it, you know? And I think this is where they're all sort of helping you to sort of realize that you can't save the world. No one can, but we can. But in order for that we to exist, you have to exist before anything else. And I think this is tied into that. And this is on the relationship side, but I think this is more of a spiritual path here for you rather than relationships. This is all about inner being work. A beautiful time, a really beautiful time. You will look back and say, at the time you may say it's a bit hard life at the moment. It's hard it's grinding. But I think you'll look back and actually sort of saying, I'm glad I did that work. Okay, let's just see what's going on here on your financial sort of side, physical side of life. Was it the troubles of mice and men or the plan of mice and men? There's a lot of planning going on here. There's a lot of putting things into place. And as you put things into place, it's going to be clear about how you can progress forward. But because it's not just putting it into place. It's more putting it into place there. I think it's like you want to do this is all about your financial side. So it's about job or business or project, and you want to do a business. But okay, so and you know roughly of what you want to do. You want to sell a product, pottery, and to sell that pottery, you've got to know how much tax there is, how much the insurance is. And this is what putting it all into place means. You're not actually physically doing it as yet, but you're putting it into place. If you're looking at a job, that's a similar sort of thing. What do I need to get down that career path? Okay, let's see how the universe is trying to help that path. Every fruit has its season. I'm breaking the French then, sorry about that. Every fruit has its season, and it's understanding of cultivating things gradually so you've got constant fruit flowing into you. And I think the universe is trying to help you to do that with your planning, so it's a constant progression for you. Yeah. Healthy boundaries. So they're setting that up in a way of kind of going, if you want this fruit here, you have to do this first. And then once that's in place, you can do this other thing, which sets off this other fruit. And then it gradually goes through where eventually you're going to start harvesting as you're planting. And then as you're harvested, you planted, and another third fruit is where you're tendering. And you'll get that rollover of success or security in your life. And I think that's a good thing to do. I think it's a good way to listen to the universe in regards of, say, like if you're trying to do a business and you can't get through to the insurance company to discussing about insuring a particular shop that you want to rent. The reason that you can't get through to them is because maybe you shouldn't be renting that shop. And this is that sort of like how the universe will help you out. Usually in tandem with your guides here, but that's how the universe will help you out. I'm going to have to take a sip of tea. I think it was talking about pottery earlier on. So British. Terrible. Anyway. Yeah. Or Indian, really. Because obviously, or Chinese, because tea comes from there as well. So I'll get back to the reading. Let's see how the guides are sort of trying to influence that sort of planning and getting things into a certain rhythm. It's coming in quickly, but it is to do with rhythm here. It is to do with helping you to concentrate on certain things at certain times. 3 of Cups. So it's involving that. If we take back that scenario about phoning the insurance company, it's realizing that working with other people to make it, eventually, if you get through to that insurance company, you're going to be so annoyed because you didn't get through to them when you wanted to get through to them. You won't have a good relationship with them. So it might be a case of kind of going, okay, well, in that case, I'll leave it for tomorrow. If it keeps annoying me, I will look at what brought me to that ensuring of that inquiry. And then maybe there's a few things I need to change. But it's going to help you to interact with the other businesses or with other colleagues in your work. So it actually becomes a much more pleasurable process rather than a confrontational process, which it can be within business and in jobs. We all know that. But apparently that's not for you this at the moment. At the moment is real sort of enjoyment or fulfillment within your job, I think, or your business. It's looking for that. That's what they're trying to encourage within your path. Let's see how the guides are encouraging on that conversation within you. It's a methodical, logical progression that they're encouraging you. So if you're thinking, let's go back to that insurance thing, you're saying, oh, I'd like to find that insurance. And then your thought comes into your mind, saying, is there something else you could do in the meantime? And they're helping you out like that. They're giving it that rhythmical fashion where you end up helping to concentrate on the things you're supposed to be concentrating on. The Three of Pentacles. Look at this. This is obviously, it is about how you position yourself within the world around you on your financial side. So how you position yourself within your job, your business, how your business positions itself within the community that you find yourself, how you also interconnect with those other clients or suppliers or administrative sections like banks and stuff like that, and how you get the best out of it so it's an actual pleasurable experience rather than a stressful experience. That may be the real ultimate learning process that you're going through this week, of learning about how these things get put into place. So it's not only beneficial for you, but looks like it's beneficial for everybody. And that's when you can really find your place and you really get some good success out of this. Let's see how the outcome is, what the outcome's all about. At home. So at home, wherever you are, just feeling at ease at the moment. I think that's what they're trying to encourage you to do, to be not necessarily disconnected with the rest of the world, but more a case of, even if it was in your business or your job, or within your relationships with your family, your friends, your partner, it's just feeling at ease and just allowing and letting go, basically. Gee whiz. Do you know the magic numbers of 3, 6, and 9? Okay, so 1 times 3 is 3, right? 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 4, that's 3 and 1. 4 times 3 is 12, which is 1 and 2. So that's 3. 5 times 3 is 15, which is 1 and 5, 6. Yeah, 6 times 3 is 18, 1 and 8, which is 9. So 3 does this 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9. 6 does 6, 3, 9, 6, 3, 9. And 9 does 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. That's the magic with those sort of numbers. And looking at this, you've got all 3s going up that side. So it's basically, it's putting yourself in harmony with the outside world, positioning yourself. As I said last week, prepare yourself for a dimensional change. This is now, it's like you're prepared, you've done all the preparing in your life. It's the time to get down to the starting line and start. That starting line is approaching. And in order to approach, you have to position yourself within society, within the world around you. And it's going to provoke ideas, I think. A lot of ideas. And that journey that you're going to be heading on, I think will start to become very clear next week. Because you're becoming into your birthday season. So it'll become very clear next week. And when it's like walking into the stadium, into an athlete stadium, for a 100-meter run, let's just say. But you're not at the starting block, but you can see that starting block and you know where you're going to be starting from. And the adrenaline starts going. And I think that's what's going to be happening. It's sort of happening now. and you're going to feel that really the next week. And it'd be interesting to see how you can see clearly the plans for the going future. I would have a look at that solstice reading, which will be linked at the end of this video. It'll be suggested at the end screen to see how that energy or that vibration has changed, because it's a real emotional thing. Okay, if you're already part of the Astroflower family, I do thank you very much for your support, Leos. All you Leos, it's been amazing. I do appreciate it. If you're not part of the Astroflower family, very simple. You can just subscribe and click the bell. If you do that now, you become part of the Astroflower family. You're more than welcome. Once you get into the rhythm of the Astroflower, it really does make life a little bit easier to confront. In the meantime, yes, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.